What's up, NFL fans? The Buffalo Bills just made a quiet but potentially impactful roster move that you need to know about. On a busy day of off-season action, the Bills have officially signed defensive end Kameron Cline, adding some depth and experience to their defensive front. But what does this move really mean for Buffalo, and how does it affect the players on the roster bubble? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. Before we dive in, if you love breaking down NFL roster moves, off-season news, and all things football, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Got thoughts on this move? Drop them in the comments. We want to hear what you think about Kameron Cline joining the Bills. Alright, let's get into it. So here's the news. The Buffalo Bills signed defensive end Kameron Cline on Thursday morning. To make room for him on the 90-man off-season roster, they waived defensive end Hayden Harris with an injury designation. That means Harris is dealing with some kind of injury that's impacting his ability to compete for a roster spot right now. Now, Kameron Cline isn't exactly a household name in the NFL yet, but his story and experience make this an interesting pickup for Buffalo. This marks Kline's second stint with the Bills. He was originally claimed off waivers from the Indianapolis Colts in 2023 and has been part of Buffalo's practice squad for most of the last 2 seasons. So, why bring him back? Well, depth at defensive end is crucial for any NFL team, especially one with playoff and Super Bowl aspirations like the Bills. Injuries happen, and rotating fresh legs on the defensive line can be the difference between a dominant defense and one that struggles late in games. Now, Hayden Harris getting waived with an injury designation means the Bills felt it was necessary to make a tough roster decision. Harris was an undrafted rookie this year, so Kline's experience gives Buffalo a safer option as they try to balance potential with readiness. Let's talk about what this signing means for Buffalo moving forward. First, it's a clear indication that the Bills are focusing on maintaining a deep, flexible defensive line rotation. This will be especially important come training camp and preseason, where players compete fiercely for spots on the 53-man roster. Second, Kameron Cline's addition adds competition. Competition is good. It pushes players to perform at their highest level. With Klein in the mix, everyone fighting for snaps at defensive end will have to bring their A-game. Third, Klein could also carve out a role on special teams, which is often the pathway undrafted players take to secure a roster spot. His 17 special team snaps last season show the coaches trust him in those roles, and that's valuable in a league where special teams can decide close games. It's also worth talking about Hayden Harris, who was waived with an injury designation to make room for Klein. Harris was an undrafted free agent who signed with the Bills earlier this year. Like many undrafted rookies, he was trying to earn a spot on the roster through training camp and off-season workouts. The injury designation suggests Harris is dealing with some physical setback, and the Bills made the tough decision to waive him, possibly hoping to bring him back on injured reserve or the practice squad later if he recovers. This kind of roster maneuvering is common in the NFL. Teams have to balance health, potential, and roster limits, all while planning for the long season ahead. Looking ahead, what can we expect from Kameron Cline? Klein is a player who has been on the fringe of active rosters for a few years now. This opportunity with Buffalo gives him a chance to prove he can contribute on defense and special teams. If he can stay healthy, show improvement in pass rushing and run defense, and demonstrate his value on special teams, Klein could find himself on the Bills' active roster come Week 1. Players like him are often the unsung heroes of NFL teams. The guys who may not rack up big stats, but who provide critical depth and step up when injuries hit. So, Bills fans, what do you think about Kameron Cline coming back to Buffalo? Could he be a sleeper piece for the Bills' defense this year? Or is this just a typical roster move with limited impact? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more NFL roster updates, off-season news, and player analysis, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow football fans. The NFL offseason is all about building depth, shoring up weaknesses, and preparing for the grueling season ahead. Signing Kameron Cline is just one of those strategic moves Buffalo is making to keep their defense strong and competitive. Keep watching this space as we bring you the latest Bills news and all the NFL action you crave. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.